you had addressed like one of your bigger insecurities in that moment. I remember you wrestled a Rutgers guy and you like only beat him by like 5 points, and you were like, you came off the mat, you were like super pissed off. And talk about like what you realized in that moment, because I think it's really powerful, like how you change your perspective, and then we can talk about what you went on to do the rest of the year. So, and how that perspective, changed the rest of the year going forward for you.
Yeah. So that was a big moment for me because it was the time that I realized that I was in my way. I was in the way of myself being great. And when I realized that, I think that was a frustration that we saw. It was this kind of, I'm wrestling here, but I feel like I am restricting myself. I am in my own way. I'm afraid to shoot. Why am I afraid to shoot? I shoot shots every single day. Why am I afraid to pull the trigger? And I think because I remember, having Mike and Damien in my corner and them saying, "Come on, pull the trigger," and I just couldn't. I remember seeing it right there, and I remember like, I just can't. I can't pull the trigger. And I think that's where I realized that there was fear in my life that was restricting me. And from there, I had probably like two or three significant conversations that really altered the course of my success in wrestling. It wasn't that I wasn't doing the work. I was doing the work. It wasn't that I wasn't um, pushing myself and trying my hardest, but it had everything to do with what I believed about myself and what I believed about um, other people. And my issue was that I was so fearful, to be honest. It sounds stupid, so fearful of what other people thought of me that I would limit my own ability in in this sport. So for example, and it kind of goes back to this idea of kind of what I was taught growing up, be humble. Okay. Be humble, make sure you're humble, don't you don't have to make people look bad or make people look like this. And for me, I took that and I embraced it, but it evolved as in this sense of like false humility. And it became this like falsely humble person who I thought everybody wanted to see, you know? And so instead of like going out there and dominating, putting my hands on people and just beating the crap out of them, I would be more passive. I would wrestle down to people's level in a sense. And so that was the first thing is I was so afraid of what people would think about me if I was beating guys by a large margin. I kind of just like, pushing their head down and forcing them to wrestle me. I was so afraid of what people would think. And when I realized that I didn't work so hard and wasn't given all these abilities and gifts in order to uh, see, 80 or 70 or 60% of it, when I realized that I was made with all these amazing gifts and that I need to use them to the fullest capacity, that's when everything changed for me. That's when I was like, I can now have confidence in my ability because, and it kind of got to the point where I was like, I can't really care about what other people think. Who cares what they think? I need to, I've been given something. I've been given these gifts and I need to use them to the best of my ability. And if I don't, then I'm wasting my gifts. I'm wasting my talent. I wouldn't even say talent. I'm wasting what I've been given.